Hi, I'm Gabi from Ray Studios, and today I'm going to be reviewing the 7artisans 35mm f1.2. First, let's get it out of the box. Classic black box from 7artisans, guarantee, another documentation, it's not important, let's just put this away, foam protection, and nothing else but the lens. As simple as that. The first impression when you get this out of the box is that this is beautiful. I mean, I love the design on this. It's kind of like a retro look, kind of like the way many of these Leica and Voigtlander old lenses used to look like. And to be honest, it's beautiful. And another thing, this is tiny. I mean, I'm gonna go crazy on this one, but I'm gonna compare it with my watch. Look at that. It's like about the same size like my watch. Like, this is really, really small. One thing also to remark, this is completely metal. Metal mount, metal cap, and the whole body is made of metal. I believe it's aluminum and copper core on the inside. This is a beautiful design. By the way, this is an APS-C lens. It could also be mounted with some micro four cell cameras like the Panasonic and Olympus, and it will work with most mirrorless cameras. This will not work with digital SLRs. That being said, this particular model is for the Sony E mount. So let's just try this out on my A6300 and see how this looks like mounted on a crop camera. One thing that I want to remark about the design, even so I love metal, and if you've been following my videos and here in this channel, you know I freaking love metal, and I love metal caps, but this one in particular is really loose. It's just very easy to lose it. So yeah, not a big fan of this cap in particular, even so I love the material. So you can see the ones I mounted on my A6300, it looks like a piece of jewelry. I mean, it really looks like this really expensive German lens, like Leica and Voigtlander. So does it perform like one of them? Well, let's take a look at the test chart.
Well, as you can see at f1.2, it is pretty sharp at the center, and when we come to the corners, wow, it actually remains quite sharp. There is a bit of softness right at the very edge of the corner, but for a f1.2, I gotta say I'm pretty impressed. When you stop it down, you can see very small improvements on the sharpness. But that to be said that at f1.2 is already quite sharp all the way to the corners. What is very easy to notice here is that the vignetting is very aggressive. Even when you stop down, you can still see vignetting, and it doesn't even go away till f5.6, f8. That's when you start getting some clarity on the corners. That being said, I gotta say, in the sharp department, this is like really impressive. Like I was not expecting to be that sharp, especially being so small, and especially being the fact that it opens so wide. And another thing to remark is that when you stop it all the way down to f16, there is very little to no effects of diffraction, in which the image gets softer by stopping down too much, and it remains pretty sharp. There is very little softness only at the corners, so very, very impressive. Now let's take a look at some sample pictures. As you can see, the image looking really gorgeous. To be honest, when it's come to colors, tones, and the character of this lens, it might very well just became one of my favorite lenses I ever use. It's that good, it's freaking excellent. That being said, there are some defects, don't get me wrong. There is a bit of barrel distortion. It's not alarming and very easy to correct on Lightroom, but it's there, and it might annoy some people. There is also, like I say, vignetting, which doesn't bother me so much, but you know, it's there. And what does bother me in some occasions is that at f1.2 chromatic aberration is pretty strong. You need to stop down to somewhere around f1.8 to make that chromatic aberration not that harsh, and when you stop f2, f2.8, the chromatic aberration tends to go away. So all things considered, like, it's pretty good. If you don't want chromatic aberrations, just stop down a little bit, and remember that chromatic aberrations only shows up when there is some high contrast image, such as like a very bright background with a very dark foreground, or the other way around. So it's not something that you will see in all your pictures. It's just happening in some pictures, in some occasions, and wide open. Other than that, this lens is very, very capable. To be honest, it reminds me of the Leica lenses and Leica cameras. It's like my A6300 suddenly became a Leica camera. I know some people would probably think I'm talking shit, but I really like the colors and the character of this lens. It's really something very special. And I think 7artisans have been intentionally doing this with their lenses, trying to add character, not just sharpness and improving image quality just by getting a higher IQ. It's just trying to add tones and character into the lenses, and this is probably the best example they ever have for any lens they ever made. I'm trying not to be biased here, but I really like in this lens. Now, you probably, if you follow my channel, you remember that I did a video in which I talk about all 7artisan lenses, and at the time I didn't have this one, and I basically rank all the 7artisan lenses. I think the 12mm Canon top together with the 55. Now, if I had this lens at the time, this probably ranked number one, definitely. I mean, it's up there as one of the best 7artisans lenses ever made, and it's one of my favorite lenses for to getting really beautiful shots. I know it's no AF, not stabilized, there are quite a few defects, but all that being said, I still really liking this lens. I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you like it, don't forget to comment, like, share and subscribe, and make sure to let me know what you think about the pictures, what you think about this lens in general. Let me know what's your opinion. Is it a lens that you will buy? This is Gabby from Ray Studios. Till next time.